What's up, Aries gang? Welcome to my channel, Tarot by The Intuitive Teacup. My name is Annie. We're going to read your tarot cards here. This will be a general message for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Of course, everyone is welcome in the reading. I just ask you come in with an open heart and an open mind, a desire to learn something to better yourself. If the messages that come through don't resonate, feel free to push them aside. You may want to assume they're going out to someone else this week. But again, be open to them resonating for you in the future. Frequently, tarot messages make more sense in the future. You are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. This is optional advice or guidance, so let's do it to it. For Aries. Whoops. Aries. All right. Split the deck. These cards are big, so you're probably not going to be able to see them all, but I'll do my best. You've changed your passion. But it's opening up your realm into something much greater. Interesting. King of Wands is bottom of the deck. All right, so I'm using Kids Tarot, so Change is actually the Death card, which I actually love that it's just called Change in this deck. It's so much less ominous, right? But it still has the same meaning, right? Yeah, it's like you're moving on to greater pastures. Some of you, and I'm not predicting this, right? Because it's already coming up in your recent past. So I'm just offering condolences because I think some of you lost a pet recently and it really took a toll on you, or someone who was a key player in your life, someone significant. It might not even be death. It could have been that they moved away or you're having to adjust to life, you know, without this person. But it is opening up your realm, your future in big, significant, important ways. You know, new blessings await you. So don't get too caught up in everything that has been lost. And I don't say that to, you know, push aside your difficult situation, right? Not at all. I'm just saying that there is light at the end of the tunnel. So by all means, you know, grieve, do the healing work. And this person will always hold a special place in your life. But it's almost like their spirit is with you now, and there's something about the influence they had or some joy that they brought or awoke in you. You're going to bring that joy out into the world. Anyway, that's a different storyline. But yeah, some of you, you're not feeling as passionate about something that you used to, and you're feeling kind of meh, kind of glum, kind of like, I put all this time, I put all this money, all this energy into something, and it's just not what I thought it was going to be. It's not to say you didn't have success. In fact, I think you've reached some sort of milestone, but now you're kind of like, but like, where do I go from here? Many, many, many places. The Wheel of Fortune coming through at sort of, this is the way I'm reading this is where you're coming from, kind of the present and what you're building towards, and then we're going to talk about what you need to release and what you need to embrace. It's okay. Sometimes passions die out. Aries, my cardinal fire signs. It's like you started something up, and I want to be clear, to me, the way I'm reading it, it did achieve some success. These little buds on his branch here, on his wand, right? They grew into flowers. It blossomed in quite a significant way. There's a whole patch of them, right? There's a whole garden of them. And the sun is dawning too, so the potential for growth will continue, but I think you're going to have to go in a different direction or move to a different territory. Some of you are just going to decide, you know, I achieved some success and that's good enough. Now I'm going to go try that other thing that I'm curious about. And I think that's a good mentality to have. Not feeling like you have to be married to something at this point. Because, yeah, with the Death card, it's very fixed energy. There's the Change card, and it's like you can stay here, but there's more to be pursued with the Wheel of Fortune and the Ace of Wands coming in. Excuse me. So let's look here. What you need to release is, it's funny, patience. I love that that's coming through. This is the Hanged Man card. All right, and then what you need to embrace is the Ace of Wands. So, I mean, this to me is very clear. It's not a common reading, I'll tell you that much. But what you need to release is waiting around for it to get better, or trying to find a way to just, you know, it's not, the thing is with this, it's not that you're even implementing new ideas, you're just waiting. Sometimes it's like waiting for permission to do something, or just hoping it gets better over time, but there's inaction. So if you want this to change, even if you want to keep going down the same path, again, nothing wrong with that. The Wheel of Fortune is here. things will turn for the better. But in the meantime, there's this lackluster energy. Some of you are just tired. You're burnt out. So you do need to rest. But then some of you, it's funny, the Sagittarius reading I did right before yours is very similar. Yes, you need to rest and take care of your body. But then at what point is that enabling you to not move forward with the next step? Or where is it sort of starting to feed into this fear of growth or fear of moving in another direction? The Hangman, everything shifts. Everything changes with a new perspective. This message doesn't come up often. And so it's almost a foreign message to me. Usually, the inverted man sees things from a new perspective and recognizes the blessings around him. I think there's value in that more often than not. But in your reading, that's not the message, Aries. In your reading, it's like, we can look at this a million different ways, but until we take action to change it, it's never going to satisfy that craving in us. I think this is saying there's a sacrificial nature to what you're doing, and almost not playing the martyr. I don't think that's, or maybe unintentionally, but it's like feeling like hung out to dry. It's like you've achieved something, but maybe you didn't get recognition or credit for it, or you're putting all your energy into it, but it's just not satisfying you. I don't know what else to say. The Death card says there is probably an ending to something here. A way of life, a lifestyle, a connection, a partnership, a job, a whatever. But the thing is, I think it's on your own accord for most of you. And even if it isn't, even if there was... Here's the thing, if there is a layoff, and I'm just going to be super blunt with you guys. Love my Aries, so I'm so team Aries, but if there was a layoff, it's because you were lazy and slacking on the job. And even if that was the case, rather than demonizing yourself for, slacking off or whatever, maybe take it as a sign that the universe has greater things for you. So maybe in a sense, I'm not saying you were using your energy in the highest vibration, but maybe this was fated in a sense. Maybe you kind of taking a breather or sitting on the bleachers and then your boss being like, Aries, where's that passion? Yeah, it's not there anymore. What do you want from me? Like I did the thing and I created something beautiful, but either it's not being recognized or it's just not satisfying to me. So here we go. Like I need to expand. I need to move on. I think of that Will Ferrell movie, The Other Guys. I'm a peacock. You gotta let me fly. I say that a lot in my tarot readings because I just think it's so stupid, but I love it. Anyway, I don't think it's a layoff for most of you, but certainly, that does happen in life. But I don't think it would be a shocker. I'll say that. I would say it was probably a long time coming. Others of you, complacency is what you need to release. This is my life, and almost like Truman Show. Every day is the same. I wake up, I do the thing. And some people are able to do that, and they're loving life, and they're enthused, and it's great. You're not. Not with this. It used to be fun. It used to have a lot of passion and enjoyment, but something has been pulled away, or it's missing, or it's stripped, or there's a change of management, right? This change card could indicate something external to you, right? But again, it is also a reflection of what's happening inside of you. So, management changes and maybe you don't jive with your new boss or whatever. And so you don't feel like you're appreciated in the same way, or that your skills are being put to their best use, or your time is being allocated in the right spots. So anyway, what you need to embrace is a brand new blessing. It's action oriented and it's full of this verve and zest and excitement and this jazzed up energy that you had in your past. So something about the past may be coming back around. Maybe it's a fire sign. I don't know, a fellow Aries or a Leo or a Sagittarius. The one thing I really, really want you to know here is that for some of you, if you're really in lackluster energy right now, you're in your feels, you're even feeling like a victim in some way, it does change, and it changes for the better. So I would encourage you to practice self-love, take care of your health, your mental wellness, your body. But know that sometimes what is uncomfortable is actually opening us up to new possibilities where we're really going to flourish. We're going to thrive. You have to be uncomfortable or else you never would have moved, right? I think that's important. We could look at Hangman as, or the Patience card here, as, butterfly emerging from the chrysalis, right? It's uncomfortable. It's kind of weird. We're this new person and we might be feeling a little bit lost. I do almost see that depicted in this card too, of like, I maybe just made a major shift or change in my life and said goodbye to something, or, finished off this chapter, but now I'm just like wandering and I don't know what to do. The Ace of Wands says do anything. Do anything that you feel called towards, right? As long as it's fun, as long as it's interesting. Be curious, talk to people, do the research. What gets you enthused? What gets you up out of bed in the morning? Explore that, but explore something that is maybe more unknown to you. I don't have to tell you to get out of your comfort zone, because I think you already are or will be soon. But yes, some new opportunity is coming in, so lean into it. Again, not a message that comes up a lot in tarot, but if something is new and different, rather than being scared of it or fearing the worst or assuming that there's, ulterior motives, I don't get that. Not with the Wheel of Fortune. I think you truly do have a new blessing coming in for you. And again, the King of Wands says take action. This is your fixed energy, right? Versus mutable. You got to change it up. You got to keep it fresh. You got to keep it interesting. What happens when it's not interesting anymore? He runs out of gas. He falls asleep. There's this Jupiter energy to your reading, which it wants to expand. It wants to grow. Here it is, right? You have a lot of Jupiter. So where in life are you holding yourself back, or are other people holding you back and you're just a willing participant? That's what I meant more by like martyr, like, well, those are the rules. What the boss says goes. Well, it's your life though. So I think some of you need to be reminded of, where's your spark? Where's your fire, right? There could be a new leadership positioning opening up to you. There could be a new travel opportunity opening up to you. Again, if this is somehow a dating thing or a romantic thing, a fire sign a fellow fire sign might be involved. Possibly a Scorpio or a Pisces. Aries, Leo, Sag for sure. I see. Double down on the Sag. Two very strong cards of Sagittarius. All right, let's get you an animal card. This was actually pretty straightforward. Sometimes the messages are really like convoluted or contradictory, but yours is just like, we got to change it up. We got to mix it up. And I don't want to go back to this narrative too much, because it's a touchy subject, and it's not that I stray away from that, but I don't want to send the message that I predict scary stuff, because quite frankly, that's just not what I'm asked to do on my channel. I'm here to motivate, empower, inspire. That's what my spirit guides encourage me to do. So encouraging, motivating, empowering, inspiring you to do the healing work after a major loss or a grieving period, yes. But I don't predict that kind of stuff. I just want to be clear. The reason I'm circling back to that, though, is that some of you, there was a major change or loss in your life, and understandably so, you may have fallen into a bit of a hermit mode, or almost like I can't get out of the bed in the morning because this was so impactful to me. I don't know how to go on. You have to. You have to go after something that is light, that is humorous, that is fun, that is enjoyable. Pleasure is what's coming through here, right? Fun and games, that's associated with Leo, hobbies, pleasure activities. Getting back out there and remembering that the world is a magical place and that there are good things and good people out there. You are being asked to move away from this energy. So, all right. For Aries, spirit animal. Spirit animal. I have a Scorpio moon, so I am very much all about talking about taboo, deep subjects, that can trigger people, but I don't necessarily think YouTube is the platform to do that on. So I just want to make you guys aware of that, just so you know that there is some justification why I'm like, it could be death, but we're not going to talk about that. Right? Not on YouTube anyway. And again, I'll acknowledge it, but I don't predict it. I don't. That's not what my channel does here on YouTube. So anyway, I don't know why I'm preaching that. I just feel like someone needed to hear it. Rabbits. All right, let's see. I have to find it in the book. This is Kim Cran's Animal Spirit deck. Let's see. We're going to find it. I know it. Earthworm, bear, fox, buffalo, lamb, elk, deer, wolf, spider, horse. Oh my god, did I really pass it? These aren't alphabetized. That would be so helpful. I'm sure she had her reasons why. It's probably a very great reason that I'm not aware of. There we go. I got it. All right. Rabbit. Here's what this card means. Afraid of everything, overwhelmed, or frozen. The rabbit loves to remind his friends that someday the eagle will swoop down and eat him. He talks and talks and talks about it so loudly, in fact, that one day the eagle hears and thanks him for the great idea. Rabbit energy is alive when we are scared, most often about the future, and we become our own worst enemy. We spin up a dust cloud of fear and then complain to others that we are lost. Notice your thoughts and words. Oh, rabbit, they shape your destiny. And then when in balance, this card means sensitive, a problem solver, a good listener. Again, fantastic energy associated with this. And then when out of balance, over-explains, talks fast. Bring into balance a day of silence. Again, this as well. But I also think that this is fear. I also think this, this patience is really a disguise for, fear of moving on, fear of creating a new, stepping out into a new world. But you will. That's what the Wheel of Fortune says. You will. Change is inevitable, so you can embrace it or you can hide from it, but change will come in. But again, rabbit, so consumed with fear. This change is not something to fear. This change is leading you to greener pastures. I just don't think you see it that way because, perhaps you were quite attached to something that you lost or what you used to have or, the old relationship that kept you alive. But that in itself is pointing out an area that you need to heal, You can't rely on others to feed that fire inside you. You have to find that strength within yourself. So this was actually a really beautiful reading. I hope my Aries gang got something out of it. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, book a reading if you want to support my channel. That would be amazing. I would appreciate it. Other than that, I will see you beautiful Aries for more tarot. Bye.